In the early months of the war in Ukraine, Vladimir Putin repeatedly declared that the invasion had one goal: the liberation of Donbass. Now, he is acquiring a full control of the entire Donbass region as part of his price for a peace deal with Ukraine. The question in front of us is that, what will be the future of Ukraine after losing the Donbass region to Russia? To truly answer that question, we must first understand the profound political, economic, and strategic importance of the Donbass region to the Ukraine. Situated along Ukraine's eastern border, the Donbass stretches across two regions, Donetsk and Luhansk. The region holds vast coal reserves, once fueling much of Ukraine's energy grid and steel production. This has also earned it the honor of being Ukraine's industrial powerhouse. According to the 2025 CIRSD report, The Mineral Wars, the Donbass and Crimea regions collectively host significant coal deposits, natural gas fields, and critical minerals. It is reported to contain more than 56% of Ukraine's hard coal reserves, among the largest in the world, and valued at approximately 12 trillion. It is also rich in critical minerals such as lithium, tantalum, cesium, and strontium, which are essential for the green energy and defense sectors. Losing control of these resources is the forfeiture of Ukraine's future economic potential in a world increasingly dependent on these materials. Apart from its mineral wealth, the Donbass also has significant water resources, sustaining farming operations across southern Ukraine. So, losing Donbass would decimate Ukraine's coal and steel sectors, crippling heavy industry and mining output. It would be a huge loss of infrastructure, ports, rail, factories, which would undermine Ukraine's economic recovery and export capacity. Politically, Donbass has long been a political stronghold for pro-Russia elements. It was the power base of Viktor Yanukovych, the Kremlin-backed president ousted by pro-Western demonstrators during the 2014 Maidan Revolution. The region's predominantly Russian-speaking population and Soviet-era identity make it symbolically important to both Ukraine and Russia. Prior to the invasion, it was a political battleground. While the region leaned east, voters there showed strong support for Zelensky in 2019, endorsing his message of sovereignty and peace. So, the loss of the Donbass is not just a concession of territory, but a political surrender that would embolden Russia and undermine Ukraine's sovereignty. This is legitimizing Moscow's aggression and its fabricated narrative of liberation, setting a dangerous precedent for future conflicts and territorial demands. The strategic importance of the Donbass region for Ukraine cannot be overstated. Even after more than 3 years of intense war, Kiev still holds an about one-third area of the Donetsk. This 30% area has been described as a fortress belt by the Institute for the Study of War. It forms the main fortified defensive line across the front line, stretching through the cities of Sloviansk, Kramatorsk, Druzhkivka, and Kostiantynivka. This isn't just a simple line of defense. It is a deep, layered network of fortifications, including trenches, bunkers, minefields, and fortified urban zones. For over a decade since the first Russian offensive in 2014, this defensive line has been a bulwark against Russian advances, absorbing the bulk of the assault and protecting the rest of the country. As there is abundant documentary and confirmed public evidence that under Mr. Putin's leadership, Russia intends to conquer all of Ukraine and reabsorb it into the Russian Federation. So losing this fortress could be catastrophic. It is shifting the front line approximately 80 kilometers to the west, leaving Ukraine's heartland exposed. Russia would gain a direct and open path across flat, unprotected steppe-land, allowing for rapid advancement towards crucial central Ukrainian cities like Kharkiv, Poltava, and Dnipro. These areas lack the natural barriers and existing defenses that have made the Donbass so difficult to capture. The fall of Donbass would not only represent a major territorial loss, but would also critically compromise Ukraine's ability to defend its remaining territory. The loss of Donbass is clearly a fatal loss for Ukraine, politically, economically, and security-wise. This is not merely a question of land. It is a fatal blow to the very core of Ukraine's national identity, its economy, and its long-term security. What do you think of the situation in Ukraine? Share with us in the comments.